What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. I welcome you back once again. A big shout out to my supporters, channel members, everyone who watches this channel from all over the world. I thank you very much. Well, very, very interesting, my friends. We have developing story coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago have just signed an agreement with the United States that the island can now be used as a naval base. So apparently America can have legitimate rights to deploy troops whenever they like to the island of Trinidad and Tobago. Now guys, we're going to get right into the story and let's hear what is going on about this new development. But before I get into that story, I want to say it never ceases to amaze me the kind of decisions that our leaders take. Our leaders are continuing, especially in the Caribbean as well, not just Africa, because I talk about Africa a lot, but even we see our Caribbean leaders are making that very same mistake. They are not waking up from their sleep. They are continuing to allow themselves to be used. Do not take me for granted. Don't take for granted when I tell you that the Caribbean is somehow being targeted in a crafty way. And a lot is going on right now in the Caribbean, guys. Do not be distracted. Do not get distracted by, things that are not relevant and the media. That is the sole purpose or one of the strategies of these imperial people, imperial powers, is that they will distract us. They will distract you from certain things that they don't want you to know about. But there's a lot that is going on in the Caribbean that we don't know about. But some of these things are coming to light. Now, we are seeing that Trinidad and Tobago have signed some agreements, and the list of these agreements, to name a few, is security, cyber energy, not cyber energy, sorry, it is cyber security, and we have energy, and we have human rights cooperation. Now, the United States should be the last set of people to be talking about human rights cooperation. But anyways, these are some of the agreements that have been signed by the government of Trinidad and Tobago and, the United States. Now, what really caught my attention, what really raised my eyebrows, because, this is not only causing a controversial stir here in the Caribbean, what Trinidad have just signed with the United States, the agreement they have just signed, but this is also raising eyebrows. And it is, people are asking questions. This paragraph tells a lot about what is the agenda of the United States. So let's read it. And it says, at the meeting, Ambassador Bond, Admiral Halsey, and Prime Minister Rowley celebrated the successful conclusion of negotiations on a Status of Forces Agreement, or SOFA, which will facilitate interoperability between the two countries' armed forces. The Caribbean Basin Security Initiative Technical Assistance Field Team, CBSI-TAFT, and the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement, ACSA. Ambassador Bond and Admiral Halsey also congratulated Prime Minister Rowley for Trinidad and Tobago's accession to the Treaty of San Jose and the Southcom Human Rights Initiative. That is the part that caught my attention. Now, let me break it down into simplest terms. Basically, what this paragraph is saying is that America, the United States government, will now have access to the island of Trinidad to be used as a base for their operations. So that's what basically this means. And not only that, I mean, they are disguising it under human rights, all in the name of human rights. What many people are asking, is this a strategy? Is America using Trinidad as a gateway to invade Venezuela? Is Trinidad after, not Trinidad, but is the United States after Venezuelan oil? We don't know. That's only speculations. But these are the questions that are being raised. And is this going to have devastating repercussions on the island of Trinidad and Tobago and its people and its government? So guys, people are asking questions, and a lot of shady deals are taking place in the Caribbean. A lot of things are being done in secret, behind closed doors, and our leaders are not saying anything. So why all of a sudden America, the government, is so interested in the Caribbean and in Africa? Why all of a sudden there's a campaign, not just when it comes to mass deportation, but a campaign when it comes to using the Caribbean islands as naval bases? Why all of a sudden? If the Caribbean is a place of barrenness, because most of the time, the United States, the West, always portray the Caribbean as rocks, little rocks floating in the ocean. Some have gone far to say we are floating garbages. But why all of a sudden so much emphasis have been placed on the Caribbean? Guys, a lot of strange things are happening, and we have to pay close attention and try not to be distracted. That is why, as well, I'm calling for all black people all over the diaspora. This is a time not to struggle and fight among each other, but this is a time for unity. This is not a time for island wars, but this is a time for island unity. This is not a time for island disputes, but this is a time for island unity, because we here in the Caribbean are coming under a very, our leaders, let me say that, our leaders are coming under great pressure, and we have to be vigilant, very vigilant. So I am hoping to hear from the government of Trinidad and Tobago, because, this is not a decision that will not only affect Trinidad and Tobago, but the Caribbean, because we are one body of people in the Caribbean Sea, bordering the Atlantic Ocean. We are one body of people. What affects one island affects the other. So I hope that the government of Trinidad and Tobago will come out and explain clearly to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the entire Caribbean what this agreement is all about. Guys, thank you for watching. Take care until next time.